Perfect, perfect. Hi everyone. My name is Ghayn, and I've been launched and mentored by my upline
Ghayn,
platinums.
sorry to interrupt you. I can't see your video.
My video is on.
I'm not able to see your
Is
video.
some is anyone else's audio on?
No, nobody else's audio is on. Uh, Acha, you can see the video. Okay, fine. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, okay, perfect, perfect. Okay, so yeah, so hi everybody. My name is Ghayan, and I've been launched by my upline platinums Tushar and Ujjwala. And so my topic today is about my first launch and my learnings from it. So basically, during the SIBO program, I just finished NIBO, and I was still getting to know more about the business, still trying to find my foundation. And what we did manage to do is we arranged some MNGs, and a few happened. So some, went to the MG1, but then after that, nothing happened. Then a few went past MG1, even to the follow-up stage, but nothing happened. So it was okay. My plans were like, that's okay, that's totally fine. Just keep going, keep trying, keep finding more people. So I realized that like at that stage, I was still quite new. I still didn't have my bearings yet. And so what I tried to do is I focused completely on diving as deep as I could into the business, trying to learn as much as I could, and to build my foundation, to build the confidence in what I was doing. And definitely in time, as I kept reading the books, listening to the audios, and going to different events just to watch the passion in other people's eyes, I definitely realized that this business is definitely the solution that I'm looking for in my life. It's not that I want to like sell soap, shampoo, and all these things, but I have solid dreams, and I truly understood that this business is the way to achieve that. And so what I was doing is I was following the 9 core steps, and also the BIB, the board in bed. So every single day I would draw out my name and then circle and then draw like 6 circles around mine, and put people's names in those 6 circles. And so every day I was doing this, and just imagining each name that I put, I would just visualize, seeing that person on stage one day, talking. And so basically, there's this one day when I was drawing my circles, and I drew 5 circles and putting names in. And I had a 6th circle, and I was just like, okay, whose name should I put? And so I just happened to think about one of my cousin's best friends who I had met earlier this year and gotten to know a little bit and spoken to a few times. And his name appeared in my mind, and I was like, okay, let's put his name down. So I wrote his name in the final circle. And I don't know how this happened, but basically after visualizing every one of the 6 on stage, just a few I don't even know if it's just like a few minutes later, I got a text from him, and just a catch up text like, hey, how are you? How's it been? And I was like, okay, this is insane. So basically I started texting back, and eventually I asked him if I could call him, and so we were just speaking on the phone. And so he knew that I was in a business, I was doing something, but he wasn't sure about any of the details. But I think this phone call, when I was talking to him, I just spoke with so much passion and just like confidence in what I was doing, that it definitely sparked a bit of interest in him. And so what happened was he had the original intention to do an MBA and things, and then eventually maybe think about business. But after that phone call, I think that my passion was able to kind of attract him and maybe make him a bit more curious. And he's like, it sounds really interesting, maybe you can tell me a little bit more about it, can I try and find out what you're doing? And so I told him, let me just introduce you to my mentors, we can have a meeting with them, and you can get to know more about the business through them, and they're already very successful, so they can give you a better understanding. And so we arranged the meeting with Tushar and Ujjwala and the MG1, and it went great. It was really good. There was many questions back and forth, and he felt very comfortable. And after that MG1, we gave him the book, and he was like really excited. He's like, "God, this seems like this seems fantastic. I'm going to go read the book, and I'll come back to you after the book." And one of the best things was he managed to finish reading the book in one day, in one sitting. And why this was so exciting for me is because when I was in the selection process, Tushar and Ujjwal had given me the book, and I'd gone home, and I basically sat down reading that book, and I finished it in one session. I just couldn't put the book down. And for me to find someone who had that same passion and eagerness who just sat down and read the whole thing, I was like, oh my goodness, I found someone who was just as eager as I was. And it just made me very excited. But I tried to say, okay, again, don't be too excited. If you're very excited and if you're talking to him, he'll be like, why are you so excited? I should be excited. But anyways, I controlled my excitement, and we set up an MNG2 just a few days later. And when we were asking him what he understood from the book, he was able to tell, like, talk about all the things he understood. So you could tell that he was genuinely interested and he genuinely understood what he read. And so that eagerness was fantastic. It made me get really excited again back in business. And so a few more meetings, follow-ups after that, and he was ready. He was like, okay, I definitely want to be a part of this. Tushar Nutshell felt that his mindset was perfect match, and so there, it happened. That was my first launch, and I was finally like ready to tell him how excited I was. And so after the launch, after registration and everything, I called him and I was like, hey, congratulations. I'm so excited for you. I was holding back my excitement till now, but now I can tell you I'm so excited. And because I know what the business can offer. Each one of us who want to dedicate our lives to work is really hard and achieve in this business. I've seen it. I know Ankur has been teaching all of us and showing us. Tushar and Ujjwala have shown us. And basically, I was telling him how excited I was, and what he told me was, guy, I'm also really excited. So thank you for showing me this opportunity. Thank you for introducing me. But you know what, man? I really want to tell you that the reason I'm primarily doing this, apart from that it's a great opportunity, is because I really trust you. I can see that you're very passionate about this, and I trust that you would, you'll definitely make sure that I'll do okay. And that really meant a lot to me, for somebody to tell me that they trusted me. And I suddenly felt like, oh my goodness, this guy, he's so excited, so eager, and he has that same excitement to succeed like I do. And the fact that he said that he trusted me, I was like, okay, that's it. I am going to make sure that I spend as much effort as I have to, as much time as I have to make sure that he has everything he needs to succeed. Like I just felt like I just got like a new family member or something, and that family member is part of my mission. And so yeah, that was probably the biggest thing that impacted me, was like, wow, someone is willing to change their direction in life because I kind of was a part of that decision making process, or I showed them that something that I was doing. And yeah, I just wanted to say that that was probably the biggest thing that I learned, that now when you get somebody to join you on your mission and dedicate their life, or take an opportunity or take a chance with what you're offering them, I think give them as much as you can. I think just really show them that you're serious about this. Show them that you believe that it's going to work out, that you believe that they have what it takes to succeed, and that you want to do it together. I have a second launch as well, and it was very similar as well. But instead of enrolling for this December bootcamp, which they did, but life kind of came in the way, and they weren't able to continue the bootcamp. So what happened was, they're still really interested in doing bootcamp, getting launched in the business properly. But they came back and said, okay, like, can I join January bootcamp? And so basically, that was, I got a little bit worried at first. I was like, oh no, like, I know that boot camp is tough, but you can do it, no problem. But they were like, no, 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 I just don't have the time right now, but can I join for January? So I said, actually, yeah, that's totally fine. Take your time. And what I had to learn from that is, sometimes life gets in the way. So don't worry. Sometimes they just need a bit more time to get through things. And I had a third launch as well, which is a different direction altogether. She is working night shifts and evening shifts, so she doesn't have time to do the boot camp. The timings clash, and also just business timings clash. But basically, what Tushar, Jola, and I have decided is, we're going to work closely with her. So she wanted to first try out the products and build her own testimonial, and eventually, once she builds her own testimonial, she start referring to her friends and things. But basically, what the learning that I got from this one was to be flexible. I think each person that is going to become a part of your organization, is going to work with you, is going to have a different story, it's going to have a different life, different circumstance. And I think it's really important for us to be as flexible as we can to accommodate them for that. I think that, yeah, there's people have been very accommodating to us, willing to spend their free time and all these things to work with us. And I think that your downlines, our downlines, are going to also need us to be very accommodating and adapt for them. Yeah, these are just like three of the things that I've learned. First, be really confident in what you're doing, why you're doing it, and that confidence will get conveyed to the people that you're going to be working with. And yeah, just be a good example. I think I'm going to do my best to be a really good example, as best as I can be. Continue to learn, because as I keep learning, your downlines will also see that you're continually pushing forward, and I think that is a good example to set. And yeah, just remember that there's a life now in your hands, so do your best for them, and I think they deserve the best from you. And just enjoy it and make some beautiful connections. And I'm really excited. I think you guys can tell that I'm really excited. So yeah, persevere, keep going, and really enjoy this, guys. Thank you so much for this opportunity to talk. And yeah, all the best.
Wonderful guy. You're a part of which boot camp?
I'm part of the July bootcamp.
July boot camp. All right. So almost July, August, September, October, November, December. So within 5 months, you are able to launch 3 legs, and that's
Yeah,
phenomenal.
yeah.
That's a very nice thing. And beautiful things you talked about. Not selling the products, but selling the dreams. Okay, and this is
Mm-hmm.
what that we should aspire for. And the kind of maturity that you have developed in the business is phenomenal. Okay, talking about accommodating other people as our appliance have accommodated us. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so this
Mm-hmm.
is wonderful. Okay, so being patient with other people and being impatient with ourselves. So
Mm-hmm.
that's a very good thing that you have you know uh, given us today. So thank you very much for your talk. All right, and thanks to
Thank
all the
you so
speakers.
much.
Yeah.